What up, everybody? It's the Alex Leak and Friends NFL Podcast, Week 9, Episode 9, Part 2. I got Josh Gonzalez with us,
Yay.
and I got David Stoyo with us.
What's up, everybody? Let's talk some football.
All right. Okay, so Cowboys take care of the Chiefs 28-17 in Jerry World. Their young stars Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott were impressive. The Cowboys defense shuts down the Chiefs running attack and holds rookie Kareem Hunt to a career-low 37 yards on 9 carries. Stoyo, you feeling the Cowboys?
I think they could sneak into the playoffs
Yeah.
as a wild card. I'm definitely a fan of Dak Prescott. He's having a good second season.
Yeah, he reminds me of a young Russell Wilson. He's playing pretty well. What do you think of the Chiefs? The Chiefs have kind of taken a step back in the last couple weeks, huh?
Definitely, I think that they were really hot at the beginning of the year. I believe they started 5-0,
Yeah,
and now they lost the last few.
3 of the last 4.
In football, you have to get hot at the correct time.
Yeah,
It doesn't really matter what you do in September. It really matters what you do in December and January. When the Giants won their 2 Super Bowls, they were 9-7, I believe, and 10-6.
yeah,
So yeah, you just need to get hot at the right time.
yep. Josh, you think the Cowboys? Would you predict them to make it into the playoffs?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I think, as a wild card team, I think even if Ezekiel Elliott is suspended, that could win enough games to get him in. And yeah, the Chiefs are pretty good this year.
yeah.
They handled them.
Yeah, it's a good win. I'm with you. I think the Cowboys could sneak in. In this game, the Cowboys honored number 9 Tony Romo in the booth calling the game. And during the game, Romo decides to take a shot at Hall of Fame corner Deion Sanders, a Cowboys all-time great, by saying the Chiefs corner Marcus Peters makes Deion look good at tackling. Deion Sr. responds, 10 years as a starter, you're 2-4 in the playoffs. You ain't won nothing. I got a gold jacket that I didn't have to buy. How many interceptions in 2012? 19? You know you never won the big one, man. Leave me alone. Sanders' resume, he's a 2-time champion, 8-time All-Pro, and he was the 1994 Defensive Player of the Year. I think Romo needs to pick his fights better. What do you think, Stoyo?
I don't understand why he decided to pick a fight with a Dallas Cowboy. Why
Yeah.
don't you go after a Giant or an Eagle or a Redskin?
Or anybody else.
Yeah, just don't go after one of the greats from your own team.
Yeah.
I have no idea what went through his mind, but they must have some kind of history.
Yeah, I think I read somewhere where they had a little beef. What'd you think, Josh?
I think it's crazy. Yeah, like, why would he, of all the people, like,
Yeah,
do that? It's so, like, unprovoked. Yeah, they're like, let's look at a play of this game that's happening right now, and I'm going to use it as a opportunity to throw Deion Sanders under the bus.
one of the all-time greats.
Yeah, and, like, Deion said, like, what has Romo ever done? He can run his mouth, but a Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
So disrespectful.
it is.
I mean, the only commentator who would have something to say would be Aikman,
Yeah,
who played with Deion, so that would be
if
somewhat
Aikman said
fine.
it, that would be funny.
yeah,
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 I don't know
Guy
what
makes
Romo's
Deion
thinking.
Sanders look good at tackling.
yeah.
Like, oh, Troy.
I don't get it. But a lot of people were praising Romo for his calling the games, and I was never sold on it. I was waiting for him to throw the pick six, as we'd like to say, and make a mistake and do something dumb. So not super unexpected, but I'd leave Deion Sanders alone. I think his legacy speaks for itself. On Sunday night, the Raiders played in a must-win against the Dolphins and got it done, 27-24. They improved to 4-5, which they've been struggling this year, but at least they're staying alive with that win. It was a quarterback duel as Derek Carr and Jay Cutler both threw for 300. Marshawn Lynch returned from suspension and ran for 57 yards and 2 touchdowns. Stoyo, week 1, I believe, or week 2, you predicted the Dolphins would make the playoffs, sitting at 4-4. Cutler back from injury. What do you think of the Dolphins through this point?
I don't remember calling them a playoff team, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
I mean, you have Adam Gase, who I think is a great coach, and you have one of the best QB to ever play the game on your team, so why wouldn't you make the playoffs?
Yeah, they should. I don't understand the Jay Ajayi trade, getting rid of their best running back. Josh, what do you think of the Raiders sitting at 4-5? And it's not an ideal spot in the record books, but do you think the Raiders can turn it around? You think Marshawn Lynch still has some left in the tank?
Do I think they can turn it around? Yes.
Yeah.
I think Marshawn Lynch has anything left in the tank? No.
Yeah.
By something you mean Skittles.
Yeah, I mean, I like Marshawn Lynch, but you're definitely seeing the end of his career. He's still got a little left in the tank, but how much will he be in it if they are there late in the year? We'll see. It depends if his mind is right, if he's still liking his decision to come back and play one more year.
Yeah, at this point, I
thought he got
just there to get paid and so he doesn't get fined.
Yeah. What was that, Stoyo?
I call Jay Cutler one of the greatest QBs to ever play the game. I thought you guys were gonna call me on that. I just want to say I was being sarcastic. He's definitely not.
I thought he said that.
I totally missed that one.
I was like, I thought they were talking about the Dolphins.
I was just kidding. I was just feeling the rude. He is not one of the greatest ever. It's
Well,
just,
Stoyo, I believe it was week 2. You did say that you had the Dolphins making the playoffs this year, and I was right there with you.
Yeah, it's possible.
I thought that, Cutler and the Gase combination would have success. I like the Ajayi. We like the weapons that we saw in Miami. People were saying this might be the best fit for Cutler in his entire career. But
he definitely has the weapons.
Yeah, what Cutler did best when he was in Chicago, though, is he'd get out to a good start, and then he'd get hurt at the worst time, and he'd get hurt not for the whole season, but just long enough to make it so you couldn't get into the playoffs. And I feel like he's kind of doing the same thing. We'll see. That division's a little tougher this year, so we'll see what the Dolphins can do the rest of the year. On Monday night, the Lions beat up the Rogerless Packers 30-17 in Lambeau. The Lions snap a 3-game losing streak and stay alive in the division. Stafford threw for 361 and 2 touchdowns, both to Marvin Jones Jr. Stoyo, what do you think how big of a win was this for the Lions?
Not a very big one.
Yeah, you expected it?
Yeah, I mean, when you're facing an Aaron Rodgers-less Packers,
yeah,
there's not much to expect. I mean, they pretty much had to win that game.
They did.
Live for the playoffs. So
yeah.
It was a must-win for them. And I'm not that big on Brett Hundley like Mike McCarthy is.
Well, I'll say this. Anytime you can get a division win on the road, you take it. Everyone's a little beat up at this point in the year. Aaron Rodgers is a major injury, but I mean, you got to take advantage of it. How often does it happen? So, good win for the Lions. They needed it. They need to step up. Josh, after the game, head coach Mike McCarthy, the Packers head coach, says, quote, I believe in Brett. Do you think he was talking about Brett Hundley or Brett Favre?
That's funny. I was about to say. I hope he's talking about Brett Favre.
Yeah, I mean,
but I'm sure he meant Brett Hundley because I don't know, he does that. He wants us to also believe. But
yeah. How do you feel about the Packers going forward? I mean, this year might be a lost cause, but do you think that the team can bounce back and be contenders again next year?
with healthy Aaron Rodgers, absolutely.
Does the team?
That's,
All right, you lose
that's the
Aaron.
whole key right there. The way our team is built,
Well,
we can do without almost everybody.
Yeah.
But, at number 12, everything is dependent on.
Do you think that the team needs to put more help around Aaron Rodgers? You see Aaron Rodgers go out, and a lot of people are saying, look at the Packers, how bad they are without Aaron Rodgers. Is that a sign that they need to possibly put more help around him?
Yeah, I think so. I felt like after Green Bay won the Super Bowl, it seemed like they started just cutting people left and right.
Yeah.
We were like, oh, we have Jordy Nelson, so let's get rid of Jennings and Driver and everything. Like, well, now he's only got one go-to guy to go to.
Exactly.
And then when Jordy Nelson got hurt, we had problems at receiver.
Yeah.
We've had problems at when we lost Jermichael Finley.
Yep.
We've had problems at tight end ever since. We
just let Martellus go.
With Bennett.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we had to let him go.
Yeah, and on top of that, the Packers lost Brian Bulaga with a significant right knee injury. He's out for the season, so the Packers just keep getting hit with injuries. This is going to be a lost cause season, but they have next year to look forward to, and they still got one of the best quarterbacks in the league. So can't be feeling too bad in Green Bay. Stoyo, what do you think about Matthew Stafford going forward? He's the highest paid player. We had Jay Cutler at this point in his career when he was the highest paid, and the scrutiny comes along with that. Do you believe that Matthew Stafford is going to start feeling the heat if he can't get the Lions into the playoffs this year?
For some reason, I feel like Matthew Stafford has always gotten the free pass by the press.
Yeah.
He was never as attacked by the press as Jay Cutler was, even though he also had several problems with turnovers.
Yep.
You know why, though?
What's that?
Why?
Jay Cutler played for the Bears, and Matthew Stafford plays for the Detroit Lions.
It is kind of true. Chicago media is rough.
If you can almost make the playoffs, that's a good year.
In Detroit.
I mean, they've never won the NFC North.
Yeah.
Since the divisions have been the way they are now, but they're the only team in our division that has never won it.
Yeah.
You never even smelled the Super Bowl.
I agree. There comes with higher expectations comes higher scrutiny, and I think Stafford's expectations have to go up with that contract. But that's just me. I'm not Detroit media, so prediction time.
And I also think
go ahead.
not having Megatron is going to hurt him because that was his security blanket for so many years. He could just throw it over there anywhere close to Megatron, and Megatron would just catch pretty much anything thrown his way. I think for the Lions to be successful, he has to play flawlessly, and that's not always been the case for him.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, when you put that much on the quarterback, you look at who he's throwing to. He's making Golden Tate and Marvin Jones Jr. look like, number one options. These aren't number one options. These are twos and threes, and he doesn't have a number one. Eric Ebron is the king of drops. They've never had a running game since Stafford has been there. This team has a lot of flaws. Matthew Stafford is their best option, and they need to build around him a lot better than they have, in my opinion. The defense is getting better, but he needs a number one option. I mean, imagine if Stafford had a guy like Alshon Jeffrey. Look what Carson Wentz is doing with that. So, I mean, I could argue they should have won against Pittsburgh on Sunday night, but they couldn't punch it in the red zone multiple times. No running game. They went out and spent the money. They have T.J. Lang and these guys on the offensive line, but they still can't address the running game. So something's obviously got to change if they want to get into the playoffs and win once they get there. Thursday night coming up, we have Seahawks at Cardinals. 5-3 Seahawks at the 4-4 Cardinals. With Drew Stanton starting for the Cardinals, I think this is an easy Seahawks win. What do you think, Stoyo?
It's a must-win for Seattle, I think.
Yeah. With
to
LA.
stay competitive in their division, they need to win this one. It's what I would call a trap game. It looks easy on paper, but it's still football. You have to go out there and win those games. You can't let those ones slip, especially when you lost a nail-biter last week.
Yeah, I think they'll be pissed off and ready to go. You got the Seahawks.
It depends on their kicker, I guess.
The Blair Walsh Project is back.
Yeah.
Josh, what do you think? You got the Seahawks in this one?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Especially after, coming off of a loss, I think
Pete Carroll will have
they'll
them.
be like extra ready to go.
Yeah.
Divisional games, so it might be closer than people think, but definitely think Seattle.
Good call.
On top.
Good call, by the way. Last week you had the Raiders beating the Dolphins in a close game, so good call on that one. Sunday we had Packers. Sunday we will have Packers at Bears. A big game. We love this rivalry. Best rivalry in sports, in football at least. I'm optimistic because Aaron Rodgers isn't playing, and so we need a win. Trubisky, let's get it done. Trubisky, it's your first mark going up against the rival, the Packers. I want to see them look good. I want to see touchdowns. I want to see a win. What do you think, Stoyo?
After having this bye week, Chicago needs to come out and prove that their defense is a great defense, and we need to win this game.
Do you think that if we go out and don't look good and lose this game, what do you think that does to John Fox's coaching future?
I don't think it does anything. The Bears don't fire coaches in season. It has never happened. So I think he's gone regardless what happens.
Yeah.
Even if somehow we go 9-7 and sneak into the playoffs, I don't see how he's going to be coaching a rookie QB next season.
Yeah.
He's just an old school coach that loves to run the football, and I don't think he has ever developed a QB in his career successfully, and I don't think in his last stop that's going to happen.
Yeah, I believe that with what we're seeing out of the Rams, with what Sean McVay is getting out of Jared Goff, a lot of teams are going to see that and want to follow that lead. So I think the Bears, regardless, I agree. John Fox will be out after this season, and we'll get a quarterback guru head coach. I'm hoping that someone like Jim Harbaugh or John Gruden, but we'll see. Josh, you're a big Packers fan. Packers at Bears on Sunday. What do you think about this game?
I think
Are the Packers
may not
getting
be
it?
able to. Yeah, may not be able to beat many teams right now,
Yeah.
but the Bears are definitely a possibility.
I know you guys will be.
I could be wrong,
Yeah.
but if the guys are gonna get up for any game like that,
Exactly.
we've already played them once this year. This is the last time we see the Bears until next season.
Yep.
Might as well just go all out.
Should be a good one. I'm looking forward to it. Go Bears. I say Bears win by a score of 16 to 13. Monday night,
21-10
21-10. Nice. Monday
for the beloved.
for the Bears. Monday night, Dolphins at Panthers. 4-4 Dolphins at the 6-3 Panthers. Stoyo, if your Dolphins are going to get into the playoffs, they need this one. I mean, I was there with you on the Dolphins pick, but I'm picking Panthers. They're the hotter team. Who you got?
I got the Panthers. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not in love with the Dolphins at all. I just thought they might stick in the playoffs. I am not calling myself a Dolphins fan whatsoever.
Yeah.
I do have some history with their QB.
Yeah.
But besides that, I wouldn't recommend watching it too much.
What do you think, Josh? Dolphins or Dolphins Panthers?
Oh yeah, I gotta take Carolina at home.
Nice.
Yeah, I know. I think it was an earlier episode. I said I thought the Dolphins could get into the playoffs, but then later in that same one, I took that back.
Yeah, they're
like, no, I think it's the Patriots and Bills.
Oh yeah.
I don't.
They're a tough team to figure out. They should be better than their record.
And then, like here, they have to play Carolina.
Yeah.
It's not even in the same conference.
Yep. Do you have a score prediction for Packers at Bears?
Packers at Bears.
Yeah.
The 27-14 Packers.
I don't like
They're
that
not going to
prediction.
score 27 against that defense.
Well, we'll see. It'll be good. I can't wait for it. Thanks for coming on, guys. That's gonna do it for the week 9 podcast. Thanks for coming on. We'll be back at it next week. And go Bears.
Go Bears.
Green Bay Rocks.
No, none of that shit.